Hi, welcome back to COPD Health Tips. Today we're going to talk about the equipment you use when you have COPD. So let's get started. The first unit I'd like to talk about is the peak flow meter. And what it does, it helps you gauge how well your lungs are functioning and gives you a clue as to if they're starting to have a problem. And what you do to use this, you can see there's a meter on here, and on the meter you gauge how much you blow out. And the way to do that is you put your teeth over the mouthpiece and then surround your lips over it and blow forcefully out as fast and as hard as you can, like this. And what you'll do on the first reading, you'll write it down. You wait a minute or two, relax, take a deep breath, and do it again. And you'll do that 3 times altogether. Now, you don't need to do it much more than that because naturally it'll make you short of breath. But it'd be a good idea to check it maybe twice a day. And then after you get a normal reading after a few days, then you can maybe once a day just to double check to see if you're all right. And that'll tell you if your outflow is going down and your lung function is decreasing, that you need to call your doctor and get it checked out. Now, the next unit it's called a spirometer, and what it does is it's for breathing in. And the way you use it when you're breathing in is you have to breathe in slowly and keep it between the indicators as you're breathing in. And breathe in for as long as you can, and then this will mark where you left off or how well you're doing. And the way you do that is you put the unit over your mouth and then breathe out and then breathe in. And then what you do is you'll move this down. Okay, now what you can do, a lot of places sell you to do it maybe 10 times. 5 times is fine. Do it 5 times once a day. If you need to work, if you've been sick and work to strengthen your lungs, do it a couple times, 5 times a day. Work your way up to maybe 10 times. But the good thing about it is after you do it each time, cough hard. What it'll do also is help loosen up your sputum. Okay, some of the other things that I'd like to show you, I have pictures of, and I can discuss them as we're going over the pictures. So let's go ahead and take a look at those right now. Okay, in this first photo we have 2 pulse oximeters, and I swear by them because it helps me to keep from panicking when I get short of breath, because it lets me see immediately how much oxygen I actually getting and whether I'm just having a bronchospasm or I'm just really short of breath. And it'll help me decide to slow down, and it also monitors my heart rate. And what you usually do, you just put them on your finger just like in the hospital or at your doctor's office and push the button. Now, they run anywhere from $11 to $50, and you can pick them up either at Walmart, Amazon, or at your local drugstore. Now, in this second photo is a wrist blood pressure monitor, and you can purchase those anywhere from $11 to $50 or more, and you can get them at Walmart, Amazon, or at your local drugstore. Now, I take blood pressure pills, and I've noticed that I need to check that every once in a while when I get short of breath fairly quickly, because my diastolic number, when it gets into the 90s, that's what usually happens. So I have to monitor my blood pressure too. And then it shows heart rate, and you can store the readings up to a month with that unit. So it's a pretty good unit. Now in this photo, we have the Respironics peak flow meter that I demonstrated for you just a few minutes ago. And you can get those at for around $17 at Walmart, or around $14 or $15 at Amazon. Good thing about this too is you could also probably get your doctor to write you a script for it, and you could get it at your drugstore depending on your insurance, or you can get it from your pulmonologist or at the hospital. If you have the misfortune of having an exacerbation, you usually get one of these after you while you're in there and to take home with you. So, but those are a couple ways you could pick those up, and it's really good to have to monitor how well your lung function is every day. Okay, in this particular photo is the Air Life Incentive Spirometer that I had demonstrated for you a little bit earlier. And you can also pick them up either at Walmart or at Amazon. Probably get them at your local drugstore for around $11 or $12. They're really good to have to help strengthen your lungs and also help loosen up the sputum after you do the exercising on them. You can also probably get a prescription from your doctor or your pulmonologist, or if you have the misfortune again of going to the hospital, they usually give you one of these too at the hospital. So it's good to have, strengthens your lungs and helps loosen up the sputum and gives you an indication of how well you're doing. In this photo is a portable nebulizer, an older version. Now I've had this particular nebulizer for over 10 years, and you can usually get these from your oxygen supplier with a prescription from your doctor. If you can't, you can also purchase it at Amazon. They have a compact one for around $29, or at Walmart. They have even handheld ones now, which is fantastic, for around $18. So when you look it up, you can, on Amazon, you would look up compact vaporizer compressor with a full mask. That's $28.75. But they are really good to have, especially when you need to have the nebulize the albuterol when you're having breathing problems. Okay, in this photo is an oxygen gas liter flow meter. And it's a must-have. I've looked all over Walmart and I couldn't find one, but I did find them on Amazon for a $21.40, and they come from Responsive Respiratory that sells them. And if you've run any length of hose from your concentrator with 25, 45 feet, this is a must-have because it attaches to the end for you to test to see how much liters per minute you're getting, because on some concentrators, when you add extra hose to your concentrator so you can get around the house, the liters per minute drops according to the length of hose that you have, because actually the concentrators aren't built to handle very, very long lengths of hose. So what you do is you attach it to the end of your hose, and if you're set at 3.5, then you can adjust it accordingly, because without it, and you set your concentrator at 3.5 without this unit, you may only be getting 3 or 3.25 out of the other end of the hose. So you're actually not getting the proper amount of oxygen. And like I said, it's pretty much a must-have if you have a concentrator with any type of length of hose. So that is a oxygen gas liter flow meter, and you can get that at Amazon. Okay, and this photo is a Salter Labs water bottle that I use attached to my concentrator, and it's supplied to me by my oxygen supplier. And it's really good to have. I don't know if you use oxygen water bottles or not, but for me, if I don't use it, it feels like I'm walking through a desert after about a half an hour. So it adds a little bit of humidity to the air that I breathe into my lungs, and helps keep my sputum loose and not so dried up that my lungs feel like they're crackling. So it's another good thing to have that I use. Now this is a photo of my oxygen concentrator with the water bottle and the hose attached. Now, if you notice, there's on my hose is wrapped in black, and I'm going to add that to the tidbits I completely forgot about, so it'll be on a new tidbits. And I have a cat that likes to chew my hose when it's clear. I don't know if it's because it hears the air rushing through the hose or it thinks it's something to play with, but it likes to chew the hose. And what this is a cable wrap, and protects my hose from my cat chewing on it. Keeps from getting holes in it. So that's the way that's set up. Okay, and this last photo is a picture of my baby, and that's not the lady I'm talking about. It's the manual treadmill. Now, I've had this manual treadmill since around 2011, and I have walked on it, tried to almost every day that's possible and that I'm able to. I love the manual treadmill because it makes you work. You have to push it and make it work. It's not like an electric one that just pulls you along. And it has really helped me with my circulation, my endurance. It's strengthening my diaphragm, and my lung function has improved. As long as I keep using that, it keeps my chest loose and open, and I feel a lot better after I do walk. And I try to walk every day. I used to walk 15, and I'm working my way back up to that now. So it is a real good thing to have. And they're not really that expensive either. You can get it between $150 and $250. Well, that pretty much lists all the equipment that I use. And hopefully you could pick that equipment up too. If there's other equipment that you use that I didn't show today, please email us at admin@copdhelptips.com. That's admin@copdhelptips.com. And share it so we can go ahead and put it on a video too. Thanks again for watching these videos. And don't forget to stay tuned for more COPD help tips videos coming real soon. Have a good day.